You see, what must be understood is that there are two realities. However, it cannot be understood that there are two realities unless we are aware of two realities. In saying that, I can tell you until I'm blue in the face that there are two realities, and you can tell me until you are blue in the face that there is only one reality. Well, there is a personal reality with a small r. It's personal. It's your reality with a small r. You can share your reality with me, and it's pretty obvious that your reality is your own. And we all try and defend our realities. And we might say, no, that's my opinion. No, that's your opinion. Well, my opinion is better than your opinion. No, it's not. My opinion is better than your opinion. We can have argy-barges about it all. It's been going on for hundreds and hundreds of years, your reality being better than my reality. And these small r realities, I use the clenched fist, this symbol. We're grabbing hold of our own personal reality. Like a clenched fist, we're clenching. It's actually the clenching that creates our personal reality. We go inward. We prey on our subjectivity. We ponder on it. We indulge in it. We own it. We resort to it. We either like it or we don't like it. Some of it we like, some of it we don't like. We keep fluctuating. Our opinions keep changing. We can talk maybe for hours or minutes or seconds about our own personal reality. It's got a history to it. It's got emotions relating to all that we do and don't do. These emotions are common throughout the world. Everyone feels fear and feels anxiety and feels stress and doubts and believes and gets excited and gets forlorn and feels sad, feel ashamed, feel guilty, and we all blame. It's because of that I'm like this. It's because of that I'm like this. Yeah, there's truth in that. There is truth in that. It's because I go out in the rain that I get wet. But I chose to go out in the rain, did I not? A lot of what we do isn't consciously chosen. We sort of do things by rote. We do things by habit. We react a lot. This is a small r reality that's common amongst us all. It's just a different colour or a different take. It's just a different script, but it's very similar. We're all born. We all have a mother. We all have fathers. We may not live with them. We may not be brought up by our parents, our natural parents. But we can all talk about who brings us up, the people that brought us up. We can talk about our peers. We can talk about our school lives. We can talk about our sex life. We can talk about our love life. We can talk about relationships. We can talk. And a lot of this talk is down, these thoughts come from my mind, down the pub with our friends. We can talk about that woman next door. Just consider the different possibilities throughout the world, the different cultures, the different faiths, the different nations, the different belief systems, the different religions. Just consider it all. It's a vast world of mayhem. And consider nature. It's not really ordered. We like to think it's being ordered. It's disordered. Anyway, that reality is common to us all, and we feel it's the truth. It's real. When I get an ache, it's real. When I feel guilty, it feels real. When I feel sexual, it feels real. Consider the three things that we're all interested in: money, food, and sex. We're all thinking about money. We're all thinking about our bills. We all think about what best, businesses and all that business. And some of us have got greater intelligence than others. Some of us manipulate others more than others. Some people emotionally blackmail others more than others. There's more deception. There's more so-called sin in certain people and certain. I'm talking about billions of people throughout human civilization. Look at the extreme tortures that people have been put through because they weren't they weren't obeying the law. Look at the horrible tortures. Oh, burnt alive, stretching on these machines, taking your toenails out. Oh, so that reality is the common reality of us all. But if you consider that reality with a small r, it's not really conducive to getting on with one another or being really, really happy with one another. It's not really conducive of being at peace with one another. You bring 10 people in from the code. There's 10 people sharing the same reality. Okay? And that reality is that they're all cold, especially if it's winter and their fingers are getting frostbite. And they see this fire, but 10 people see this fire, and they go into this room, they go in front of the fire, and they warm themselves. Immediately, that small r reality of feeling cold starts to dissipate. It starts to fall away. They're no longer feeling cold. Some of them were really feeling cold, extreme cold. Others were feeling cold in their feet. Others were feeling cold in their shoulders. Some had more clothes on than others. So there are a commonality, but there's also different realities there amongst the 10 of them. But then they all share this one reality. And let's call that reality with a capital R reality. It's the fire, and it's warming them all up. And suddenly they all share this one common reality. Oh, it's great. We feel warm and hot, and we no need to feel cold. We don't feel cold anymore. In fact, I've got too much clothes, too many pullovers on. I need to take one coat off or whatever. Within moments, within a short time, their small r reality changed to this big R reality. And let's consider another group of people that they don't know what fire is. Of course, we all know what fire is, but let's just pretend that 10 people outside are in the code and they don't know what fire is. But they see the fire, but they don't feel it. They see it. You see, that other group already knew what fire was. So they didn't have to realize that fire makes them warm. But this group of people, they don't know what fire is. They've never seen fire before. So it took someone to tell them, look, I can see that you're all cold. This person's inside, looking through the window, and can see these 10 people. And this one person opens the door and says, come on in. Look, I'm going to offer you, look come on in. Come and see this. And they all go in. And within moments, again, their coldness dissipates, their coldness vanishes, it dissolves, and they become warm. And they say, well, what is this? It's a miracle. We're feeling warm. Again, we change from small r reality to a big R reality. Whereas the first group already knew what fire was, the second group didn't know what fire was. And they realized what fire was. That is what I'm talking about when I say we've got to realize the capital R reality, represented by the open hand, where there's nothing to defend, where it's full of life and energy and joy and delight. Enlightenment is the realization that this reality with a capital R is living every human being in the world. You're not living your heart. You are not living your lungs. In fact, your lungs aren't your lungs. We don't own this body. It's a vehicle. Just because you are a driver and just because it says so, it says that you own this car, you don't really own the car. And you certainly don't make the car work even though you switch the gear. The fuel that goes through the car makes the car work. Yes, you had to do something like switches on. Well, it's exactly what we have to do to realize this big R reality. We have to change the direction of where we place our attention, our feeling attention. And the realizers, the enlightened people, the people who have realized this capital R to be our true state, to be our true disposition, which is prior to the small r. You see, the fire in that room is prior to the small r reality. You see? It's there. It's there in front of me, in front of us. It's prior. It's before us. It's like the sun. The sun is there, even if we don't see it. It's prior to the clouds. The clouds don't heat us up. The clouds is full of confusion. The clouds come and go. They never stay, like the waves. The waves come and go. There are no such things as waves. You can't grab hold of a wave. It's just water. We call it a wave, but it's not concrete, is it? You can't look at the same wave. You cannot look at a wave for... You cannot see a wave for the same wave you can see. So the fire in this room, where these 10 people didn't know what fire was, realized in that moment what fire was and what fire does. They changed their direction. They weren't concerned about their coldness. The coldness just vanished. The coldness disappeared. And it was replaced with this warmth, this heat. They weren't to know. They did not know what fire was. And they found out what fire was instantly. Instantly. So the small r reality just disappears in the big R reality. There is no small R reality in the enlightened one. Jesus, we all have heard of Jesus, so I bring him in, came to the earth to dispel darkness. He wasn't dwelling on a small R reality. He wasn't living a small R reality. He'd realized something greater. But very few people have realized what Jesus had realized. Buddha didn't want to know his small R reality, which was a lovely reality, really. He was a prince. He had all and everything he ever could have. And he gave it all up. Well, the enlightened person doesn't really give up anything. You see, I have belongings. There's lots of things here, but they're not mine. I don't, from the big R reality, they're just part of conditional life. They're part of the play of conditions. I buy some sweets. I give you a sweet. That sweet's no longer mine. The bag of sweets I call my own, I offer you, it's no longer mine. The food or the produce in the shopping trolley, does it belong to me before I've paid for it? Or does it still belong to the manager or to the shop, to the company? We have legalities, we have laws, we have all of this social stuff. We need it, it's necessary, of course it's necessary. But from the enlightened point of view, it's not just from the point of view, it's the enlightened disposition, likened to an open hand. That disposition is intimate with everything. It just is. It's intimate. The disposition is intimate. It just is. It's consciousness. It's feeling awareness. So how did I get from here to here? Change of direction. Turn to the light. I was told by my teacher, turn to me. So that's what I did and still do. Turn to me. He kept saying, turn to me. Forget your small R reality. Turn to me, and by grace, you will realize the big R reality. It's Adidas Sambaj. I'm not promoting him to be your guru. If you choose to read his works and his teachings, by all means do. But I tell you, there's no way out of small R reality without changing your attention, the direction of your attention, feeling attention. Keep doing feeling attention. Keep going away from yourself. The small R reality is created by this contraction. We've got a piece of paper here. Plain piece of paper. And there's no blemishes on it. I simply creased it and now there's a blemish. The image has changed. That contraction is what we're doing in the body-mind, and it leaves scars. It leaves memories. It makes us angry, apparently, fearful, anxious, suspicious, and we do a lot of blaming. So realizing the big R reality stops that destiny of small r reality, of constant change, forever changing, always seeking, always wanting to be made happy, always wanting to be acknowledged, always wanting to be liked, always wanting to win. Small r reality cannot ever create a community, a culture of cooperation, of peace. Small r reality just cannot do that, because small r reality is all about individuals wanting their way, dramatizing their way. Big R reality, there's nothing to dramatize. Big R reality is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. There's nothing there. Big R reality doesn't know anything. Big R reality simply embraces, simply aware of all the conditions that arise. Big R reality simply is aware of what arises, and it's pleasurable. This is what the enlightened people have realized. If you wish to be enlightened, if you wish to be free, liberated from the small r reality, you wish to make it, you wish to be rid of egoic destiny, so that you are simply present at all times, and you're simply already happy. Are you simply happy for no apparent reason? Are you really, really joy? Are you in love right now? Are you intimate right now? Are you at rest right now? Are you at home right now? See, you are always at home. There's changes of conditions. There's differences in the conditions that arise from moment to moment. But the stability of the body-mind comes about because you're living the big R reality. You're not interfering with big R reality. As I said, it's big R reality that's living the body-mind. But the small r reality is interfering, is strangulating big R reality. Once you're there, you don't want to let go. You don't want to leave it. There's no hanging on. It's a graceful happening. You can't just conjure it up. If you want to feel the warmth, you've got to go towards the warmth. If you want the light on, you've got to switch it on. If you want a cup of tea, you've got to go and make it. So there's always something you have to do. And in this case, it's sacrificing where you place your attention. As I said, I turned to my teacher, Adidal Sambraj, who for me was and still is, although he's passed away, the epitome of love and happiness and joy. He was the open hand, full time, no contraction, full time, absolutely full time, 24/7, the open hand disposition, the big R reality. And then from there, words just flow from your mouth. Happy expressions just, you can go loud and go quiet. All the differences arise in this big R reality. The big R reality, the body-mind that lives as the big R reality, expresses all of the expressions that one can make, one can do. Like a great singer. The singer can express all those different dynamics. A great actor can produce all those different emotions. It is not small R emotion. It's not a reactive emotion. The big R reality responds rather than reacts. Going back to Jesus, he said, you've got to be born again. You've got to leave the first birth stuff behind. So do you want to realize this while you are alive? Or do you want to end up on your deathbed not having realized the true big R reality? It's a radical decision. You're not giving up anything, though as you turn away from this, then you leave it behind. It falls away. Thank you for listening. That or that. Now you know or understand. It's your choice. I love you. I love you.